You're such an asshole.
Good Sunday morning, children. I have an interesting request. I was going to say weird. It's not weird. It's an interesting request. I guess it could be weird too. This is a great request. Listen, are you guys ready? I hope everyone's got their sitting down chairs. Watch this. This will go in asshole consulting history as an example of a great request. Hello, Cappy. How many pairs of shoes should a minimalist own? That's it. There it is. A one sentence request. Oh, I almost jizzed my shorts when I read it the first time. So I did some notes. Where are my notes? Yeah, it's Sunday morning. I just got one cup of coffee. I gotta be quiet because the girl is still sleeping. Because they don't. They're like cats. They just need to sleep. All right. So I did some thinking about this, and there is no universal rule that can be applied to people. We can't have applied equally between the sexes because women. And I know we pick on women a lot here, but being serious though, shoes perform a much different function with women with fashion and attraction and all that. Modernly, you ready for the dig? Here comes the all right. We'll pick on women a little bit here. Right. Modernly, women today, functionally in the West, you could have the same amount of shoes as men because fashion would imply you're doing this to be attractive and pretty for other men. And I know you don't need men and you don't dress for men. So if you're not going to be dressing up for men, then you don't really need to. I don't even know why you bother with makeup or dresses or all that other stuff. Yes, I know you do it for yourself, and yes, there's the argument you guys say, well, they do it to compete with each other. I'm just saying, from my ignorant male centric view, if you girls aren't interested in dating or you're not gonna, then you don't really need. And here I am serious. You don't have to do makeup anymore. Like, that's 15, 30 minutes a day, you could be done with that. That's a quite a liberating thing. Um, but if we were to talk about traditional women, uh, I think they need more shoes to go with outfits because I and you guys can question that, like, well, they don't really need that. Yeah, no, girls want to dress pretty and different shoes go with different dresses and all that. I'll account for that reality and accommodation. But if you're, you know, indifferent about men and you're okay being by yourself and you don't care, don't need no. If you actually don't need a man or don't want a man, you for you gals, this would apply to you as well, because ultimately it boils down to function. And I had to think like, okay, well, what about this guy? What about that guy? So there's three environments or reasons that you would have shoes. One, jobs. And not just what is your job, but how many jobs you got. For example, if you rent an apartment, you don't, and you're an accountant, no offense to Chad, you don't need work boots. You really don't need work boots. If you own your own property or you're in a snowy environment and you are a landscaper, you're going to need work boots. Then you're going to need regular old shoes just to get around in something like that. So it depends on how many jobs you got. Kind of, do you own property and do you have to maintain it? Another one is hobbies, namely sports. For example, hiking boots are different than running shoes. Soccer shoes are different than I'm trying to think, bowling shoes. So depending on what hobbies you have, sports you play, uh, you should get, and you need to, and you'd say, well, can we get by with one universal shoe? Not really, no. Here's where you don't want to go too far in the other you don't want to go too far in minimalism because, for example, in hiking, you need a good shoe, a good boot, depending on if you're doing trail running or not. I have a trail running shoe that has a wider base because you don't want to roll your ankles. Whereas if you just go with a regular running shoe where it's just expected to be on pavement and there's not grip to it, there's not a lot of tread. That's dangerous. You could slip, fall down. So I have a pair of running shoes and I do have a pair of trail running shoes. They are different. I do not have hiking boots. If I were to run into snow, I'd have to go get hiking boots if you get high enough up. But you don't want to cripple your ankle, get injured. You want the appropriate shoe. So, as many hobbies and sports you play, you should have shoes for that because you say, oh, but I could save money. Not when you got to go and get surgery or you get crippled legit. Like, legitimately, you do not want to be messing with your joints. So I'm all for buying the appropriate motorcycle riding. All right. Now, motorcycle riding, that could be your work boot, um, your snow boot for people who live up north, and your motorcycle riding boot, like Caterpillar boots or Red Wing boots. I have one pair of black boots that serves all the same. So hiking in the snow, riding motorcycles because of ankle protection, and then any kind of outdoor work I have to do in the mud or the dirt or the gravel. So there's there, and that was the third thing I was going to say is weather. Um, if you're down in the Caribbean or Arizona, you're going to want some sandals just for walking around. Like you don't have walk around, you got sandals. Some people will say, okay, well, I want my running shoes. And like, all right, go get some regular shoes. So here's what I've come up with. And this assumes you have one um, one job, one hobby, right? And they're not too specialized, but it could certainly be more, and you're still well within being a good minimalist. All right, first you need workout shoes, whatever that is for you. Running, hiking, whatever sport you're playing. Typically, for most people, that'd be just a good pair of tennis shoes because you're not out hiking. But it depends on your hobby. If you got soccer and you go running, you're going to need something with cleats, and you need something for running. So, but that's one pair of shoes. I will permit you if you want to keep your floors clean, um, or if you want to just I don't know. It's all right to have like a loafing shoe, slippers. I have my Tigger slippers, Tigger from the Christopher Robin, big old Tigger heads. They're hilarious. They're awesome. I love them. Sandals for summer. I'll allow that. Then you're going to need a dress shoe, probably black. Thankfully, because corpos are losing their power over, you must work for the office and people are working from home. Suit culture has, I don't know, I'm kind of mixed on that. I'm kind of thankful it's gone. Like, you don't have to buy these ridiculous suits anymore. But there was something to be said about people dressing up and going to work. I got all my suits are right there. I got like 5, 6 suits that I really should just get rid of, like save one or two for events and funerals. But you do need some kind of dress shoe for more formal events, formal dining, funerals. You don't need them for weddings anymore. You don't need because y'all shouldn't be getting married. Everyone thinks I have like this negative opinion of marriage. I'm like, no, I just accurately assess the risks. It's not a personal hatred of marriage. It's nothing that happened in my. I've never been married, never been divorced. I'm just looking at it like, hey, we're not doing that. Should I go pet the rattlesnake? No, no, you should not. Why do you hate rattlesnakes? Oh my God, you insult loser. Like I do you need an actuary? So some kind of dress shoe, I'm gonna recommend black, and then you buy your formal clothes based on that. I do have brown dress shoes that go with kind of more earth tone suits. And I haven't gotten rid of them because I did get them at Goodwill, and they do serve a function, but I guess I should get rid of them, but thankfully, I kinda got first time I've ever owned, like, an actual house. I actually have closet space, only, like, a third of which is actually populated with clothes. And then you have your standard work boot, like an actual boot. You could combine it, like, if you're a hiker, you could go get hiking boots, and they'll serve the same function as a work boot and a motorcycle riding boot. Something that provides ankle protection, gives you good grip. You could do both of that, but you might want a good Caterpillar work boot that laces up above your ankle. So that's one, two, three, four, five. 5 shoes, all with very specific and unique um, purposes. And you're definitely fine in terms of minimal. I think with minimalism, Now here's here's another thing. If you're doing van life or you're hiking across the country or whatever, yeah, then you're probably just going to get a hiking boot. If you are living van life or traveling and walking the world, it's going to be a hiking boot. That will probably if you post-apocalyptic hiking boot because you're not going to be running, you're going to be walking long distances. You're going to need good support. You're going to need a work boot. And then where you're going to put 5 pairs of shoes are very cumbersome. Very cumbersome. When I go travel, I will sacrifice fashion and just wear my trail running shoes. That's what I was gonna do all over the Philippines and Asia and all that. I was just gonna like, because no one cares. Then wasn't gonna go to some formal event. Like if you're traveling, yeah, just get a pair of hiking boots or walk running shoes, something like that. Van life, you got one pair of shoe because they do take up room. They don't compact neatly. But if you are an apartment, you're established somewhere, you have a career job, kind of more regular traditional life. Yeah, your 5 pairs of shoes, sandal and work boots included. That's what I would recommend. So there we go. We got a super chat. We got one super chat. Did you know, Mad 2 Canadian Coco crying over egg freezing? Her Rolo debate aged well. Who's Coco? And how long ago was this? How long ago was that? Uh, versus Coco Butte. All right. I think I found it. Coco Butte. With a name like that. Come on, man. Coco Butte. What the hell is this gal? Oh, the internet's not working. All right. It looks like just some Miami podcast relationship advice. All right. Yeah. Boy, she looks like she's. Wait. This. Oh, this is the. You must take us on this. This. Oh, did Rolo debate this piece of shit? Oh, it is her. She was one of the original TikTok girls, like frankly, and it was all fake theater. I would doubt she. So what? Did she run out of eggs? Did the egg freezing not work? You see, here's where you gotta wonder. She was so, I would say, disingenuous. You must pay for that. She was purposely antagonistic, and that's how she got traction. Could she have believed it? Maybe. This is the gal. I'm like, yeah, I want to see you without your makeup on because she's like a makeup expert. Like, I want to see you without your makeup on. Let's see you without your face play some makeup there, sweetheart. I didn't know she was that old. And now what did she have the egg freezing not work? How much you want to bet that's fake too? How much you want to bet that's just like, oh, I'm getting a little irrelevant now. I need to. I'd have to watch the debate between him or her and Rolo to see whether or not she's actually being serious. I don't know, a good-looking gal like that, though, I could see just oh. Hang on. The official douche canoe of the red pill community, modern life dating John, sacrifice your fashion. What fashion? You're not wrong. Hey, John, back in the day, way back in the day, we're talking well over 10 years ago, there was a time where I'd wake up 7 a.m., get to the bank by 8. I would be in a suit. Nice, and by the way, I have good taste in fashion. There's been no call for it, but I look good. From the bank, I go teach 3 hours of dance class in my suit. Then I go to a jazz club and, mac on girls. Uh, in my younger days, that was the best I look good now for older, it's a different discussion. But man, I was the cat's meow. I was a dapper looking man. I don't know how much more you want. Yeah, he's senior analyst, works in banking, makes pretty good money. Those are the days where I had a salary and the income from dance classes and my online courses. And then I just teach dance, and then I go to a jazz club, order martini, like, "Hey, how you doing?" There was a time I was pretty, John. um, I think I watched that when I go to the gym today. The gym. Um, Cocoa Butte. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Because she's worth talking about. Cocoa Butte. Because if she's now saying, "Oh, my eggs are frozen up, and I do not have the children," but men, blah, blah, blah. It's like go play theater somewhere else, sweetheart. I hope you make a lot. I hope she makes a lot of money. I hope a lot of people believe her. I hope they all fall for the bullshit. Frank Manafo, our trail running agent in the field, he is actually the. If you say Cappy, who's like the most foremost, this is the guy. This guy. What'd you train for, Frank? Did you qualify for the Moab Ultra Marathon? This guy will run 50 miles. Driving shoes for the manual transmission superior race. Really, you need driving shoes for the transmit. He bought himself a manual transmission car. Manual transmission, though, that means cars for men with penises. The rest of you, a bunch of girls. Mr. Inomine. Sorry, mister. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. $5. White's Pacific Northeastern boots are pretty good for the work boots, and they even resold them for you. I am in the market now. Just let me. This is important for young men to talk about it. You need yourself a good pair of work boots in general down the road. A lot of you, if you're in school or college or you're working downtown, you're not going to, but the day is going to come that you men are going to need a good pair of work boots. It used to be Red Wing. A friend of mine was a union worker, and he gave me his used work boots, and they were heavenly. I'm like, oh my God, these are great. And I wore through those. It took a while, but I wore through them. And Red Wing was like, and they do the same thing, free laces, resole, all that stuff. So I go to the Red Wing boot store. I think this is the Twin Cities. I'm like, oh, there it is. Perfect. Black work boot. Can ride that for mostly the. I put it. I'm like, what the hell? And it was a good price. I was like, well, this is affordable. It's like under $100. So I'm putting. I'm like, why does this not? Did it? Turns out they're outsourcing it to China. And I'm like, the one time I'm willing to spend money on a good work boot, and the laces shred, it's stiff, it's not good. So I'm in the market for a new brand of high quality boot, and if it's White's Pacific Northeastern boots, maybe I got to give that a try. But you should, in theory, be able to buy one pair of lifetime work boots and have them resold like that. You find a cobbler. But Red Wing boots, oh, we made an extra 3% on the profit margin. Yeah, Mazel. Yeah, I wish. This is within the past 5 years. Work boots, good boots, running shoes, water shoes. Oh yeah, water shoes if you're surfing. Mason, $5. My last girlfriend insisted that I buy expensive sandals, Birkenstocks, and also a second pair of black sandals. She was big on color matching. Well, then she can pay for it. Girls want all this shit, you can pay for it. I could talk about. Thanks. Oh, she's so fucking stupid. Thinks she's from Central Europe. Failed egg freezing. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do a video. I mean, I don't like getting into the drama and all this, but it should be pointed out that these people are faking a lot of it. And if they're not faking it, there was another gal who, if you look it up on my channel, Generation Spinster or Gen X Spinster. There was some gal who was 36, pretty girl again, crying and all that because her egg freezing didn't work. Nonstop Dre, $2. Cappy is sponsored by New Balance and Carlson. New Balance. See, there's another sad. I love New Balance. New Balance was a great running shoe. And then my latest pair of New Balance, they started making them in China and also started tearing like within 2 months, started tearing on the side. Why are you making a shoe? Great. You got maybe a year of sales there, New Balance, and it cost you lifetime customers. because you outsourced to China and now they're shit shoes. I want to buy a shoe once, like, depending on how much you run, once every 2 or 3 years, depending on how much you're running. Mason, $2. What are your thoughts on a capsule wardrobe? Now you're making me look up shit. Oh, by the way, today's video is sponsored by Achieving Financial Excellence, which is linked below. That's a course I offer on Teachable. It is kind of like the predecessor to the minimalism course. The minimalism course is not open, but Achieving Financial Excellence focuses on what the true purpose and function of money is in your life. So you don't fucking enslave yourself away making more than you need. And I know this seems like a mundane topic, but it really isn't. It's a good example of one purchase of the thousands you're going to make, and how these small individual purchases matter when you add them up. I'm not joking about that work boot. You need to find one good quality work boot, because buying a good $250 pair of boots is better than spending, you know, $1,200 buying 6 pairs of boots over the course of your life and fucking around with the time doing that. Capsule wardrobe. Let's look up capsule wardrobe. There's a B here somewhere. What is a capsule wardrobe? If you're looking streamlined, but a capsule wardrobe is a collection of clothing and accessories that can all mix and match and make several different outfits. While it contains few pieces, is built around a color palette. Oh, so it's like Taco Bell's menu. There's only like 4 ingredients in all of Taco Bell menu, but they have every possible permutation that you get 87,000 different final products, right? I think that's a good idea, sure. For kind of a digital nomad, simply get rested, at less time, save money, reduce your stress. Absolutely. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm in a unique position where I don't have to like go to a job or an office. I don't work for anyone, nor do I have to dress up for this. I mean, influencer, what the hell? Um, I think you could just go to Goodwill and get an equally kind of, but yeah, to save time, just go find a capsule. I think it's a great idea. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, the just I can't imagine what it's like being a girl in the past and today, where you still women this is a video just for guys, because one, it's a lot easier for us, and two, we're actually going to take action on it. Some of you might yeah, well, let me think about wardrobe management. Why do I this is kind of a pain in the ass. Girls 8 gallons of clothes. I need no, I can't get rid of that shirt. Oh, it might. My girlfriend, before we, I'm like, we're going through all your wardrobe, starting to throw out shit, before we move. She's like, yep, let's do it. So we went through. I got my girl to go through all of her shit and get rid of it. That's how good I am. I guess she's good too. You go up to you want a good test on a woman? Hey, we're going through your wardrobe and getting rid of all your shit. You're going to move in. Well, no, I'm not. You're going to find out real quick whether she likes shit or you more. You will find out. You're going to find out whether she likes a shirt or a skirt or a pair of shoes more than she likes you. Like, you have 8 of the same color of shoe. Get rid of 7 of them. No, but or what I recommend, you have your place and she has her place, and you don't have to like, oh, well, your place is real nice. When are we going to move in? Never, never. You have your place over there. That's your stuff. That's your place. And this is my place. Nice and clean and organized. No clutter. I guess I could just click over here. Dre, $2. What's Cappy's favorite type of knee pads? Floyd. I don't get it. Floyd and Mazatol, $5. I'm starting to think the non-sub Dre is a Carlson school plant. No, Dre's too smart to be at Carlson School. The Carlson School wants nothing to do with me. I'm already like, they block me on Twitter and everything, as they should, as they should. Depending on how uppity they might get. If I see dumb shit happening out of the Carl, I'll mention it. I'll expose them. Thank God I have other things to do in my life. But if I had nothing going on, like I'd be like almost on the weekly, like, oh, well, Carlson School of Management update. Dre, $2. I bet Stalin had pretty good boots. I bet you he did. I bet you the leaders of the Soviet Union had pretty good everything, like caviar and cars and heat, maybe even air conditioning. Goth Rocker, 20 generous dollars. My Red Wing True Made USA boots were $450 in 2012. Okay. I still have them today. Shipped them out to Red Wing in Minnesota to get new soles put on back in March. Red Wing, best thing in Minnesota. Minnesota, great state. No. Okay. Minnesota is not a great state. It is one of the worst states with some of the worst people. Red Wing may still be good. I mean, if they're honoring that, but maybe I shouldn't have like thought, oh, I was getting a deal. I'm like, oh, those boots look fashionable. They look sturdy. Oh, it was like $98. I'm gonna get that. Why do they not feel the same? Yeah, we could go on about everything wrong. All right, that's it. Achieving financial excellence. Why is this on? Why is this on? We did an update on your phone. He did an update on your phone, and it now does things you never asked it to do. All right, there you guys go. Good talk. Link to achieving financial excellence below. We'll see you guys later, Toodles.